Hey guys, good morning, evening, afternoon. Masati here. I'm so excited. Actually, a little too excited. Whew. Need some psychedelics to calm me down a bit. Yeah. It's really a fantastic time. Some of you have been here before, so thanks for that. Some of you are part of the Burning Man group that we're going to be hitting up on the playa there. So again, love the shirt. Thank you so much. I thought it'd be a little colorful back in the 70s and stuff. All right. So oh, makes me rosy. Thanks. Uh, all right, so let's jump in. We've got about an hour. It might take a little less, but what I want to do is get into the concepts of what psychedelics is really about, how you can benefit from it, why I created the course, and why I'm here to teach you. What makes me that expert, right? So again, let's just jump right into it here. So psychedelics, it's literally about harnessing altered states for higher consciousness. What is what is Mindscape Unleashed? Well, Mindscape Unleashed, it's a cumulative total of about all the experiences that I've had, doing what I do, and some again, new people's like, well, what the hell does he do, right? So actually, I help you get into the best possible state that you could be in, and I'll be talking about that. And this is where Mindscapes Unleashed has come about. So over the past, I would say over 13 years that I've been doing this, 100,000 client sessions, really transforming people's lives, not by, changing their mental state. There's a ton of people that do a great job at that. But, we still have a lot of issues, right? With your mental state. You change your mind, you change your mind, you change your identity, all those things, and well, you still have the same problems. And that's the problem. So what I've done is literally created a frequency program through the experiences that I've had. It really honed the science behind it, and actually has created a strong science that has proven to be highly successful. So Mindscape Unleashed is a cumulative total of about, say, 13 years of dedication, hundreds of thousands of client sessions, getting you transformed. And those who have transformed their lives, with exponential intelligence, comment in. Just put a yes in there if you can for me. Thank you so much. So what is Mindscapes Unleashed? What is this specific program? Well, this specific program offers a unique blend of advanced science and well, I would say profound personal growth. So if you're ready to explore the boundaries of your consciousness, again, join us for the Mindscapes Unleashed, a transformative journey, which combines the principles of well, cutting edge principles of exponential intelligence with the profound experience offered by psychedelics, right? So it's really an amazing program. It's really the only proven program that can get you into altered states safely and much deeper, and then also offer you, literally, it's the best frequency program if you're going to use psychedelics. Now, at Exponential Intelligence Science, me, Masati, the team does we don't condone the use of psychedelics, but and or any other mind altering, say, substance. And people go, well, gosh, I want to stay away from psychedelics. That's a no-no. But people use coffee, people use sugar, people God, they get into alcohol, they get into prescription drugs and sleep aids, sleep medications, things that calm you down, Adderall, for people who do public speaking on all that stuff. Those are all mind altering drugs, and they're far worse than the natural states or the natural psychedelics that are out there for you. So again, I'm not condoning, but those are mind altering states. So in effect, your mind is already altered. Okay. So in this course, whether you do psychedelics or not, it'll help you to understand where you are in your altered state of mind, and then also go, well, I don't want to be in this state of mind. I want to be a better version of myself. And that's what this course does. So whether you use psychedelics or not, It doesn't really matter if there are people who go, God, I've done psychedelics, it's done wonders for me. There's some drawbacks on it. So in this case, whether you're new to psychedelics, whether you don't want to do psychedelics, that's totally cool. This program will help you with that. And those who are, into psychedelics, you want to do it the safe way. And I'll be talking about that. And then afterwards, I want to take your questions, especially for those who are new to the XI science. I want to take your questions and show you and tell you how psychedelics can help you, say, transform, or how Mindscapes Unleashed can transform your life massively. Okay. Um, so if you're ready, again, to explore, this is the case. Right. It's really the only proven program that can get you into altered states safely and much deeper for you. And I just want to emphasize that because a lot of times, people go, well, I'm going to go on this retreat. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go study with a shaman and stuff like that. Those really aren't the safest ways to do it. And in this sequence of the program that I'll be talking about, with this program, you can have your own frequency shaman guide you into your next psychedelic journey. And so what's a frequency shaman, right? You've probably never heard of that term because I just created it as I was, thinking about, well, what does Mindscapes Unleashed really do? A good friend of mine is like, well, what's Mindscapes Unleashed and how is it different? Well, you know, and I'll get into the pitfalls and so on of using a normal shaman, but a frequency shaman is basically accessing your higher state of self, your higher consciousness, your spirit. I call it your timeless self to guide you through the journey. Now, raise your hand or comment in if that's who you want. It's the most purest, it's the cleanest, it's unfiltered, it's uncontaminated, and it's got the highest resonance with nature's frequency. Your awakened spirit, right? Would you want that to guide you? Would you want that to be your shaman? In this Mindscapes Unleashed, that's what this is all about. Allowing you literally to help guide you, your higher self, to guide you into, well, finding your higher self at a conscious level. So it's kind of a cool concept. Your higher self is guiding you through the use of psychedelics or through the use of these hyper meditations that we have. If you don't want to use psychedelics, it'll guide you to come back around. So it's the journey inwards. You can't do that with anybody else. You can't do that without, somebody outside, like a shaman or a guide or your lover or anybody else, your closest friend. You can't do that with anybody. You can't do that with me. And I keep telling you, all the people who've been, it's like, I'm that guide, I'm that trainer to help you. But then once you're in that field, you're on your own, right? There's nobody around. Again, the best person to be around is, well, you. Right. Who should attend? This course is tailored for those who seek to push the boundaries of their mind and explore new realms of well, possibilities. So it's really great for professionals. Professionals, even Elon Musk. He's been known to use ketamine, microdose on ketamine. There's a lot of people on Wall Street, the Wolf of Wall Street, right? And they get fucked up using it. So this is a safe way to do it. It's really an awesome way to do it. Artists and artists who really want to get into that creative essence of themselves without destroying themselves, right? The starving artist scenario, the broken artist scenario, right? Where they get into, distorted drama, trauma, and so on, and then they write about it or they draw about it and so on like that. You don't need to do that. You can do it another way. You can go into those expansive states. So anybody who's creative, and any seeker attending events like say Burning Man, events, other events that use plant medicine ceremonies, especially if those people, if you're that person who is empathic, right, and you're with a lot of people around you, you'd want this program. Okay. So it's for those who are seasoned, who've done psychedelic journeys. I worked on this beautiful woman. She's had 42 ayahuasca experiences, and the profound changes that she went through, with very short hyper meditation, private sessions with me, really helped utilize what the ayahuasca experiences, and now she's transformed in a very short time, more than ever. So again, it's really an awesome time. If you're a seasoned individual, or even if you're a beginner, it's fantastic. It allows to get your feet wet, to get into altered states safely without the use of the psychedelics. Anyone who wants the benefits of psychedelics without the psychedelics, well, this is for you as well. So it's for beginners, people who don't want to do psychedelics but they want to get the benefits, and then those who are seasoned. Those who are seasoned, it's really cool, guys, because we can use through these sessions, we can use your previous experiences to guide you into like much deeper states, states that, well, not a lot of people have gone through. Okay, so what you'll gain, what you'll gain in this course, lots of things, but it's a deeper understanding of your mind's potential and how to access it. Okay, who would want that? Enhance creativity and problem solving skills, right? Tools for integrating altered states into, I would say into into your daily life, uh, personal professional transformation for you. So it's for those, it's not for everybody. Let me just tell you that. It really isn't for everybody. This is for those individuals who really want to push, the barrier and really go for it. Okay. Those people who are willing to, be self-sufficient, independent, take ownership of their lives. Right. There's no excuses when you take psychedelics, guys. Psychedelics, just like my sessions, just peel away all the weaknesses, distortions, lies that you've been living. Okay. When you do psychedelics, especially on this course, it does it a lot faster for you. Right. So again, if you're ready, if you're gung ho, then this course is for you. If you're not, if you're still checking it out, you might want to do some, free stuff that we do. You might want to do the human upgrade, the self-healing portion of it before you get into this. Okay. So, and I want to get into why people do psychedelics, okay? Because that's really one of the most important parts. All right. So let's talk about probably the biggest thing, especially for those who know me, my credibility. Okay. And the first thing that I did when I, started to go, hey, you know what? I'm going to do a course on psychedelics, and the close people that know me is like, Moss, you haven't done any psychedelics or anything. I've never ever gotten drunk in my life, by the way. I've tried a few psychedelics here and there, not much, not to be called an expert. So what makes me an expert in psychedelics? Like I said, I'm not an expert in psychedelics. I'm not an expert on the use of psychedelics. I'm not an expert on how to take psychedelics. I'm not an expert on the environment, what you need to prepare for physically, anything like that. Okay. So why am I teaching this course? Okay. I'm an expert in altered states, using dimensional consciousness. That's what I'm an expert in. Using psychedelics gets you into altered states. So I'm the expert in that arena. Okay. And I'll give you some more examples on that. I don't know if you've, let me just kind of explain what that means. Have you guys watched, well, I'm sure you've watched, like, say, the butterfly effect. You've heard about that. You've heard about the, God, what is it? There's so many Inception, now there's a new series called Apple TV, right? The Apple TV series Dark Matter, right? So all those are literally concepts. I'm the guy who actually does that. Everything everywhere all at once. Some of the Spider-Man movies, the let's see, gosh, Spider-Man movies, the Uh, there's so many movies coming out, on altered states, multidimensional self, millions of possibilities of who you are. Okay. So has anybody watched Dark Matter? Here, let me just take a look at the multiverse, Doctor Strange, getting into the Matrix. Absolutely. So if you watch the series Dark Matter, it literally shows you basically that's what I do. I'm the guy that actually does it in real life here for you. Right. So altered carbon, somebody was talking to heaven was yeah, altered carbon. So yes, free guy, all that stuff is literally what I do in physical form. Okay. It's not a fantasy anymore. I literally get people into altered states. So with dark matter, what they do is they talk about, they take these mind altering drug, right? And in this case, it'd be the psychedelics. Then you walk into a box, and this box creates the perceptions of all the possibilities of what you could do, what you could be. And then you randomly open a box, and then you are the reality. You jump into the reality. So pretty amazing, right? Well, basically that's what I do. I get you with Mindscapes Unleashed and many of the other programs I do. I literally get you into what they call superposition. Superposition is that you're in a state of neutrality. So there's no judgment. There's no identity, basically. And then when you're in that state of neutrality, and superposition works on humans and then also quantum computers that I work with as well to get you into superposition. Once you're in superposition, you have possibilities to go, God, you know what? I'm ill, I'm sick. I don't like my relationships. I make a lot of money, but it destroys me. I'm sacrificing myself. There's another version of you that makes a lot of money that doesn't sacrifice themselves out there. You just need to know where it is, right? There's another version of you out there that's not sick. There's another version of you that doesn't age like your parents or society's expectations. There's another version of you that are out there. So how do you get there? Well, this is one of those courses that will get you into that say mind altering state without the dangerous use of say again mind altering substances unless you actually want to do them. All right, so how did I get these expertise? Hard knocks. Through multiple near-death experiences, I've actually journeyed into realities that nobody ever comes back from. Right. So it takes a lot of say consciousness. Okay. It takes I mean immense awakened consciousness to go into a near-death experience where you separate it from your body. When you're doing psychedelics, it's kind of like a child's play, literally, because you're still connected to your body at some level. But what I've gone through, literally, is like you disconnect completely to go into those realities and then find your way back much better, stronger, cleaner, transformative, not just for me, but tens of thousands of people out there. That's where I learned my experience. So it's crazy, right? Am I working on you right now? Yes, actually, I've gotten to the point where I just speak to people. Yes, and you can actually feel the frequencies. And guys, so if you're feeling those frequencies, by the way, hard knocks, understatement of the century, honey, Jacqueline, you've got it, right? Exactly. So I've opened up that pathway for you, so you don't have to have those near-death experiences. Psychedelics is really a close thing to having, say, an opportunity for you to disconnect from the conscious mind and get into, say, a conscious experience of your spirit or your limitless self, which is really cool, right? So. All right, let's see where we are. All right. So I accessed, in those near-death experiences, I accessed the intelligence that created the plants, the intelligence that created time and space, the intelligence. that created us and everything in between, the intelligence that gave birth to the wisdom of those medicines. And that's the level, that you really want to be at. So how many are you familiar with like Tony Hawk, right? Um, who out there knows about Tony Hawk, right? He's a great skateboard, right? Fantastic. Skateboard player or fighter pilots, race car drivers, you're all familiar with that, right? So in that scenario, they really don't know much about the science behind the skateboard, the jet, nor the car that they drive. Okay? But they know how to use that science, right? So what, say like, a race car driver. Alex, my son, he races cars. He's really good at it. And he comes back to the pit and it's like, hey, you know what? It wasn't cornering properly. And then there's a mechanic or a scientist that goes, hey, okay, we can do it this way. And this is how they have, expanded on having, jets that do amazing things, or people on skateboards that can do amazing things. The science behind the skateboard. Okay. So in this scenario, well, you are the Tony Hawk, the fighter pilot, the race car driver, and you're in a vehicle that goes really, really, really fast, right? And that's psychedelics. So again, they don't know much about the skateboard, the jet, or the car, but they know how to use the technology that the scientists created, right? You are the race car driver, the pilot, or whatever you want to be. I'm that scientist that goes, oh, you want to have a mind-altering state that'll enhance your creativity? Oh, okay. Let's help you design a vehicle to do that. Let's help you design a vehicle. Let's help you design a journey. Let's help you design a pathway to help you do that. Because there are, again, dimensions of time and space where you can do that. There are dimensions of time where you can do a ton of things, which is really fantastic. And I'm really, really excited about this because it really pushes people beyond, say, the limitations back in the day as well. Where many of you have gone through a lot with XI, you've transformed a lot. This is where XI actually begins for you. So let me talk about that just for a minute. Again, you've cleaned up, you've cleaned up your life, you've healed, the possibilities are there. How many are at that level, by the way? Right? It's like, shit, I've actually got control of my life. Okay. So this course can actually help you expand into the possibilities that you never knew existed for you. So that's what this course is about. And that's why I created this course. Okay. So and and for a deeper reason, actually, um, for a deeper reason, when people do psychedelics, they really don't know what they're getting into when they get into when they do the mind altering substances. Okay. So and nowadays more and more people are getting into mind altering substances. The scariest news I heard was I was watching some like CNBC or some kind of business news channel, and they were talking about pharmaceuticals getting into mind altering substances. Guys, if any pharmaceutical is getting into mind altering substances, do not use those substances. Okay. Because well, they've messed up a lot of things. They're going to mess up the mind altering substance. They really don't know what it's all about. They're taking just surface level examinations of the concepts of the possibilities, and then they'll create their own formulas and stuff. They literally they literally delete the God essence of those mind altering substances. Okay? So again, I'm not against the pharmaceutical companies. I'm just giving you a heads up that they really don't know, they really don't understand the science behind it. Right? Just as a heads up. And if you don't believe me, look at this past few years and some of the situations that they've gotten into. Okay? So, so so in short, nobody knows what they're getting into. It's getting more and more mainstream for people. The danger with medicine journeys without proper guidance or spiritual fortitude, I've saved, say, enough people to understand that it really is a problematic, it's really problematic. There's so many people who've done ayahuasca journeys or other, plant medicine journeys. Sometimes they've overdosed, unfortunately, and or even kundalini experiences, right? And they've gotten really messed up, right? Physically messed up and mentally messed up. So, and if you want, you can comment in. Maybe you knew a friend or somebody that got into that space. So instead of fixing those people that, well, did it not the best way, basically they fucked up on it, right? It's like, well, I might as well teach people how to do it properly so they get the best benefit of it. And I've done over the past 13 years. Again, the way this course came up is that people go, Masa, I'm going to go do a psychedelic journey. I'm going to go out east. I'm going to go do this and that. Can you help me with my journey? And this is how this course came about, by the way. So it's not just some random event that I thought up of. It literally is through the process of, I don't know, hundreds of people that I've worked on to create a fantastic journey that they've never really experienced before. It literally is, when they come off it, it literally is a mind, say, expanding, explosive journey that they cherish. So so there's a lot of misconceptions on there's a lot of misconceptions on journeys, by the way. There's also problems with shamans. I haven't really met a shaman or heard of a shaman. I'm sure there's people out there, but I hang out with a lot of people, in that work and in that industry. I really haven't met a shaman that can hold a group of people, much less, um, I forgot the name. Fefe, if you can comment in. There's a great retreat, I guess, so-called retreat. I'm not knocking them down, but there's one shaman, so-called shaman, and I don't know how he got his credentials, but a lot of times, people nowadays, they get their credentials by being dubbed a shaman. They do like 10 ayahuasca journeys, and then they're written to be a shaman. That's not enough. They haven't cleaned up anything. They haven't worked on themselves. Real shamans have really, say, ascended to a certain level. So this uneducated shaman is actually handling, say, a group of 100 people on an ayahuasca journey. Imagine that. One, that shaman can't even handle their own self, their own space, much less 100 people, much less two people. So again, you really want your own, say, place. Right? We'll talk about the pitfalls in a bit, but I just want to ask you this one question, and it'll hopefully it'll create, say, this concept for you of what I'm trying to do. Okay, so would you, and comment in, would you, let me just get the chats here. This one, Zoom user, someone who's done psychedelics. I feel this class will allow me to enter in my best possible self and return with an XI experience as a template. Pretty much, well, that's basically what it is, guys. I guess the intro class is over. Anyway, so just answer this question here. Would you jump into a F1 car or an F-16 fighter jet, and just step on the pedal, or just push down the stick? You'd crash and burn, right? So again, this journey is literally preparing you to because the jet, the F1 car, the fastest, one of the fastest cars, right, on a racetrack. You have to have a lot of knowledge so you don't mess up, so you don't crash, right? F-16 fighter pilots, I mean, they go through rigorous standards to go that fast. Okay, so when you take psychedelics, you're going pretty fast. You're going very fast. Most people can't handle the speed of life. without anything. Now you're trying to get faster on it. Does that make sense to you? Literally doing psychedelics without taking this course is just like jumping into an F1 car and expecting that you're going to win the race. You won't. Right? It's just not going to happen. All right. So let's see. So in this case, again, the old ways with shamans or doing it on your own, it's just not going to work. Uh, we talked about the downside of plant medicines or doing it improper way. I want to talk about what this course can actually get you, okay, or what it's really programmed to do, because people want they just I mean, obviously there's recreational, that's cool too. But even if you're doing recreational, the plant medicine doesn't know, the psychedelics don't know. It's like, oh, hey, this guy is just here for a good time. We'll give him a good time. You know, the journey does what it does to you. Right. So no matter what you're doing, oh, I just did it for fun, or I have, a specific reason to do it. Again, the plant medicine or the psychedelic doesn't really give a damn. It does what it does. It has its own personality. Okay. So you want to do it right. So what this program will do for you, one, is give you an idea or concept of who you really are. So in a lot of cases, people want to do psychedelic so they can escape the reality that they live in. Okay. If you're in that mindset, and I've seen it happen over and over again, okay, even without psychedelics, they want to escape the reality that they live in. They make a hell of a lot of money. It won't satisfy that escape mechanism. They get married. It won't satisfy that escape mechanism. They'll continue to escape. When you do psychedelics, it won't satisfy that escape mechanism. It won't. So again, you want to have the right reason, right? And I'll explain some of the details of the course, but I first want to get into, what you get into. One, for sure, you'll understand why you're doing it, where you are. Okay? Because if you don't know where you are, you don't know how to get to where you're going to go. So the psychedelic that you're going to do actually knows that. So if you're in a state of, say, loss, and that's where you start out, psychedelic will enhance that journey. It's like, oh, they're in a state of loss. Literally, and they'll put you into like messed up realities so you can feel lost. Right? So how do you find yourself? So one, the first set of meditations, there's three meditations in the coursework here, along with eight eight experiential workshops for you. Okay, it's all online. That'll help you guide you to understand the science and mechanics of it. Okay, so in that scenario, the first meditation, hyper meditation, is a precursor. It allows you to understand where you are. It allows you to dig deep inside. There's some homework involved for you as well, but it allows you, if you put it into Google Maps, it's like, hey, I want to go to X. What does it ask you? What's your current location? A lot of people don't know what their current location is, what their state of mind is, what their baggage they're bringing, right? They don't understand what reality, because because psychedelics is not about your mind. It's about, say, the realms or the dimensions of time and space. Okay? Most people don't know the dimension of time and space that they're in. The first meditation will help you, hyper meditation will help you do that. It basically goes, you are here, right? It allows you to go, shit, I'm here and I see all the junk that I need to let go of. And that's what you want. And then the next step is like, well, where do you want to go? Well, it's like I want advanced states of consciousness. I want to get more creative. I want to get healthier. I want to, resolve my past trauma. I want to do that. Oh, okay. So that dimension is over here. You want to find yourself, you want to find a dimension that you've resolved your past traumas, right? And then, oh, that's over there. So it'll help you understand dimensionally, not mentally. Mentally comes easy. But you want to, you go, okay, so now you have a starting point, you have an ending point for you. Okay, that's the first meditation. Second meditation is you play it while you're going through the process. You can just play it in the background. You can leave it on your phone. You can be quiet. You can have headphones, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. It's about the frequencies. It'll help you go, oh, well, now you know where you're going. Let's pack you for the journey. Let's get rid of all those things that you don't need, and then again get you ready for the journey as you go through the process. And it really becomes an expansive experience during and then afterwards, about 2 weeks after, you want to do hyper meditation 3, which actually helps you integrate what you've learned from that conscious experience back into your physical form. So you actually apply it to your physical, say, life circumstances here. And that's where, say, massive transformations come through. Okay. So what this course will get you, it will get you advanced states of consciousness. You dive deep into altered states safely and consciously, guided by the principles of exponential intelligence science. And you learn how to navigate these states to unlock new dimensions of creativity and problem solving. Okay? So let me explain what that says. Basically, people who have, say, who've been in trauma, okay, they're literally wearing horse blinders. So what this does is, so basically what you're programmed to see is basically trauma, abuse, whatever it is. So that first statement, basically advanced states of consciousness, removes the blinders and goes, shit, all these possibilities around me that I never knew before that don't have trauma. That's what that means. Neuroplasticity and cognitive enhancement. So so you discover how XI science enhances your brain's ability to form new neural connections, which improves cognitive function and fostering in an innovative thinking. Okay, so let me explain what that does. So in this scenario, what we're doing here is that we're helping you. So when you do psychedelics, you create new neural pathways anyway. But say that you're lost, right? And you go into, say, weird ass realities. Okay. Go into weird ass realities. Well, you create new neural work networks that will take you into weird ass realities in physical form. Okay? So in this case, it allows you to disconnect from, again, all those, say, neurons that have been created for you from, again, genetic patterns, society patterns, and all that, and then allows you to reset the way it should be, okay? Which is really, really cool. And again, people have gone through that work. That's basically what happens for you, right? With, like the 18-day human upgrade and many other programs that we have. So it's integrated practices. You learn techniques to retain and integrate your psychedelic experiences into daily life, which ensures, well, people go do psychedelic journeys, experiences. They even go to Burning Man, for example, right? And then they come back into their old self. And then they can't wait till the next Burning Man. They can't wait till the next psychedelic experience and all that, right? Well, those scenarios are supposed to, you go there, you learn how to be that possible individual with limitless possibilities, you come back and then you apply it. So this is what the integrated practice is. It allows you to literally learn techniques. It allows you to change your mindset, your cognitive processes, your emotional state. So it ensures lasting personal and professional transformations. By the way, we have the course frequency microdosing that helps you with that. How many of you tried the frequency microdosing, by the way? Right? It's safe. You don't have to try any drugs. It gets you into that state. But again, if you want to do microdosing, mushrooms or whatever else, along with the frequency microdosing program, it's really cool. It even gets you deeper and farther. All right. It also allows you creative and professional growth. So whether you're an artist, a professional, or a seeker, this course will help you provide the tools to enhance your creative processes. And well, it tackles the complex challenges, with a new perspective. Again, it allows you to remove, say, those horse blinders. So, and by the way, it's all safe. It's a supported journey. That's the most important thing. You gain access to, well, expert guidance from me and the hyper meditations. Um, and that's the coolest thing. You can actually play the hyper meditations in the background especially if you're empathic, right? Because when you're in a group of people and they're releasing all their shit, guess who gets all their shit? The people who are empaths. So if you're empathic, you're on psychedelics, you're more empathic. It literally, those psychedelics are magnifiers for you. Okay. So that's why people have weird experiences. You want to separate yourself from those experiences or those propensities that you have, and then really understand who you are. So that's what this course will do for you. So again, join us, guys. Unleash the full power of your frequencies and experience the the potential of exponential intelligence and psychedelics. Unlock your frequencies, unleash your potential. Right. We've got some information for you. Hopefully, the team can put the link on for you. I want to open it up to questions for you. So let's get into that portion here. Let's see. I'm not going to read anybody. Uh, Masati, you know my case. This is from Mustafa. You know my case. I feel like it will push me away from my current goal. What do you think? Not well. Your current goal is healing your physical propensity. Sometimes, Mustafa, again, people who are in your situation, uh, uh, or people who are autistic, sometimes, again, you don't have to take the psychedelics, but the course will actually benefit you because you can understand the dimension that you actually exist in. And then it allows you to have a conscious understanding of this, of how you create yourself, and then pull you back in. Okay. Has past drug use damaged me? Again, there's been an individual, well, not one individual. There's been tons of individuals through the process of XI. They just basically did way too many drugs and alcohol when they were in college. Totally fried their brains out. So again, I don't guarantee anything, guys. I'm not a doctor or anything like that. No doctor should guarantee them their results either. But what I do guarantee is that I can definitely awaken your natural healing abilities. And then what you do with those healing abilities, well, that's your prerogative. But there's several individuals, tons of individuals have, say, recreated their wiring. Okay. It does take a bit. It does take some discipline, a lot of discipline on your part, eating the proper foods and all that stuff. I can help you with the frequencies. I can tune up your car, for example, and everything. But if you put crappy gas in it, well, it's not going to help, right? So again, you have to do that. But yes, you can recover. People have, I can't guarantee it specifically for you, but yes. Series is going to be awesome. I know, and it's really cool for those people who are going to Burning Man. And even if you're not, the vibe, there's enough people that go there, so you can actually get the vibe of Burning Man and really get into that state. The psychedelics include cannabis. I'm not exactly sure, but anything that's mind altering, cannabis is really fantastic. The cannabis nowadays, see, that's a problem. Science got into cannabis. You've got THC, you've got CBD. They separated. They've got, they altered the chemical makeup on it. Personally, I would like to see non-GMO cannabis. Okay. It's much cleaner. It's much more connected to nature. This is the kind of stuff that we'll be talking about in the classroom, right? In the experiential workshops here. This is how we talk about the personalities of cannabis or DMT or whatever mind-altering substance that you want to use. Again, I'm not exactly sure if cannabis is included in psychedelics, but it is a mind-altering. So this course would be beneficial for you. Okay. I won't do the drugs, but I'll enjoy the medis. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's your prerogative. And that's the cool thing about it. For those people who don't want to do it, what's really, really cool? Those people who are hardcore, they literally do stuff every weekend. They've done, XI, they've gone through, the private programs that this is, based off of. And they go, Moss, you know what? I just don't need to do that anymore. It's kind of like satiation, right? You're always searching, you're always, you're always going to find yourself and so on. It's kind of like when you're hungry, right? You don't get feel satiated. You eat some foods, crappy foods, and it's like, God, I need to eat more and more. But when you eat really, really good food, it's like you're not searching anymore. Right? Same thing with psychedelics. People keep doing it because they didn't really satiate their internal drive, who they are. So once they do, it's like, yeah, you know what? I don't need psychedelics anymore. And when they do it, it's, not that often, but when they do it, it's more of an expansive experience. This one, Richard, I'm simply burnt from doing XI without taking breaks and feeling super exhausted right now. I wonder if I could handle this one too. Yeah, it's a great idea. Richard, where you are, um, some people, again, and this is what the cool thing is about XI, right? So back in the day, in tribal customs, okay, what they would do is that you get to a certain age, you practiced what you did, and then what they do is like, okay, you want to become a man, you want to enjoy your manhood or your womanhood. What they would do, especially for young men, they would push you out into nature, and you come back about a month later, and if you came back, well, you were deemed a strong man, right? um with no support. So that's what XI does for you. It literally starts to push you out, right, when it's time. So Richard, you might want to take a break. You might want to do this later. It's totally cool, but it allows you to go out there, practice practice what you learned with XI, and you go, and just like many others that have done that, they go out, they don't do XI for a while or anything else. They go out and sustain themselves, and they go, shit, this really works. This is fucking fantastic. And then they come back, and then that's where you can do the program. So again, don't do it if you're pushing yourself and you feel exhausted. Yeah, just take a break. Again, it's time for you to understand and create your own legs for you. Okay? Be independent. Right? By the way, no other program would say that, or tell you to do that for you. Right? Um, because they always want you to need them more and more and more. Right? As a plant medicine, I used Harmony from expanding my frequencies. Um, no, not necessarily. No, this sometimes when certain plant medicines have destroyed you, so to speak, sometimes that same plant medicine, just the frequencies of it can actually like heal that pattern that was, say, you physically got messed up from what I'm seeing. So when I'm looking into this program to tap into my brain and access more of it, do you see this being able to open up those pathways more? Absolutely. That's what it's really about. For you, Chris, specifically, you've kind of like hit this brick wall. You can't let go of some of the things that are deep inside. It's just because if you did, it brings back a lot of, say, harsh memories. Let's just put it that way. Okay. And then psychedelics is literally a safe way to release those memories that have held you back. Those memories known or unknown to you. The $80, do the workshops include meditations? So it's just $80 and then the meditations. So you can learn the workshops. By the way, it's really great information, especially if you're like a substance counselor, if you're a psychologist, any of those, you start to understand the nature, the science of psychedelics from a frequency level. So really beneficial for you. For those who are professionals, healthcare workers, Western medicine doctors, even Eastern philosophy doctors. It'll really help you. And then if you really want to get into it, you can choose the hyper meditations, to start your own journey. How come I feel more from drugs when I take them now? Well, that's just it. Oh, thanks for bringing it up, Pamela. So when you're XI, when you're exponentially intelligent, what happens for you is that you need less and less. to say expand you into this space because you're already expanded. You already know the details of how to expand yourself. And now what you're doing is that you're just taking a little hit, just to kind of like a rocket booster. It's like you don't need a huge jet booster to take you into the atmosphere. You're in the atmosphere already. You just need little boosters here and there to just like direct your course. Okay. So that's why. Simple. This is also where people need better and better foods, when they do Oxai, right? Because everything has to be congruent. I did Healing Mastery last year. Is the psychedelics program more of an advanced healing or awakening mastery course? Well, you could use it for, we are going to do Healing Mastery 2, by the way. Probably, I don't know if it's later this year. I'm not exactly sure. But it's actually, it's actually, it's an awakening or mastering your own, say, self, which will help you become a great healer. So, let's see, how can I say it? So you're an apprentice type, right? And then you get to a journeyman scenario, right? Where you kind of know, you kind of understand it, and then there's mastery level, right? This will help you. So if you're an apprentice, this will help you get into the journeyman level, right? So and then um and so on. So again, it'll allow you to get into that mastery level. If you keep doing the meditations, the hyper meditations included in this, yes, it'll take you through that course where you start to literally start to understand dimensions of time and space, just like they have it in the movies. So this one was really cool. My son totally restructured his brain after drug use with Moss and XI. Exactly. There's tons and tons of people like that, by the way. Okay. You don't need to take anything. Absolutely. You really don't. I love my state of mind. I'm curious to check this out without your drugs. Absolutely. Totally cool. Again, I don't need, I've done like, say, mushrooms and stuff like that a little bit here and there, but I really don't need all that stuff because I'm in that state already. Sometimes, if you're in those higher states, some of the psychedelics actually pull you down. It's like, shit, this sucks. So, I don't need that kind of stuff. Some of you don't either. So again, it's not about that. It's understanding altered states of consciousness for you. Right? And that's what it's about. Uh, Richard, this one's from heaven. Richard, taking a break from XI is really helpful. If you're asking, you probably need a break to integrate. Exactly. It's so intense, guys. Exponential intelligence is so the process, the 18 days and so on like that. Again, it really is those people for you to integrate. That's why even in the human update that we've done, we give you 2-day break times and we've shortened it into 21 days, from 21 days to 18 days, because people getting so burned out. And we even did every other month. So to literally allow you to decompress, because it's not like, okay, if an ounce of XI is going to do this, a pound is going to do more. It doesn't work that way. Neither does psychedelics. It doesn't work that way. You need just the right amount for you. Okay? To be clear, you can do all this without drugs. Absolutely. Absolutely. For those who want to do drugs, not it's psychedelics aren't really drugs, they're I wouldn't put them in that category. But yes, if you want to, yeah, that's totally fine. If you don't want to, it's totally fine. It allows you to consciously maintain that, say, integrity that you have, and then stabilize yourself. With or without drugs, it doesn't really matter. It's up to you. It's totally up to you. Again, I've never had any interest in drugs. Again, it's very different than psychedelics, by the way. A lot of times, like the see, for example, cannabis, guys. Cannabis, for example, your body system, your body actually has a cannabinoid system. It's wired, hardwired, and it's not just for cannabis, right? Plants that you're supposed to take naturally, right? Now it's been destroyed. That frequency, plants is literally uses that cannabinoid system to again connect with nature. That's why you have that system. right? But again, in today's society, all that's fucked up. You're disconnected from nature and so on. This will help you reconnect that. So this literally will allow you to pull in the nutrients. In your case, Tina, it'll literally allow you to pull in the nutrients or activate that cannabinoid system. So you can look it up, the cannabinoid system in your body. Okay. It's not just for cannabis. I don't know why they call it that, but literally it's about it's about a communication program between you and the plants. Back in the day, when you were farmers, when you farmed, when you grew your own food, you touch the plants, you walk through the fields and so on. The plants would pick up your frequencies. It would reference your frequencies. It's like, oh, this person has heart issues. This person has this person. And then they would literally, because of the frequencies that you're emanating, it's like, well, shit, they would create like an antigen for it, right? An antibody for it. Literally, that's how plants work. Normal plants, for example. Nowadays, they spray insecticides and all that stuff. Again, it creates the plants useless. You want to have insects, you want to have disease, and so on. So the plants can create antibodies that you eat, which makes you healthy. It keeps the plant healthy, keeps you healthy. That's a whole nother system topic that we're getting into. But again, I don't know how I got into it, but anyway, so I have never had an interest in any drugs or having mind altered states. Again, Tina, being in total fear, that's a fucking mind altered state. So I don't drink alcohol and try to stay away from caffeine too. I'm still releasing my victim program. That's a mind altering state. And I've been doing 18 days in private sessions. Yeah, this would probably mean I have to miss a private session. Is it worth it for me? Again, that's really up to you, hon. I think the community would actually benefit for you. Okay? It would actually benefit for you. And then it'll get you out of that rut, by the way. Okay? And it'll put you into that space because you just need, say, that community love to push you into that space so you can let go of that victim pattern and just step into your grandness. Right? So, how would you define non-GMO cannabis? Like not Delta 9? Delta 9. Damn, I don't know much about Delta 9, but literally it's just a cool name for well, genetically modified cannabis. So non-GMO cannabis was basically, the non-hybridized seed, back in the day. So natural marijuana grown in the fields for you, right? You pick that, you smoke it, or you crush it up, do whatever with it, but you don't edit the genetic makeup of it. So back in the 50s, 60s, there was there's natural stuff. Look at the realities that they got into. Some of the coolest songs, those people used again non-GMO psychedelics to get into those states, right? Deep, really deep, meaningful songs back in the day. That's where they came from. Nowadays, look at the songs. I mean, that's just one example. So that's basically non-GMO. Okay. All right. So just couple more questions here. Again, this one, I don't do drugs and I would like to do the medics. Absolutely. Medics to get healing going from chronic regional pain syndrome. Um, So Sophia, again, I'm not a doctor or anything like this, but chances are he says you don't do drugs, and I would like to do the medis to do healing going from chronic regional pain syndromes, CPRS and RSI and PTSD and abuse problems. Yeah, absolutely. So you've probably taken pharmaceutical drugs, right? You're probably far worse off than some of the psychedelics here. Again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a professional, but there's been a lot of cases, people who smoked a joint here and there, released a lot of their syndromes and a lot of their pain. So I don't know. Do you want to use that drug or do you want to use this drug? Literally, that's all. That's literally what it's about. Right. So that's that mindset, right? We've been literally programmed to go, oh, that stuff is not good for me, but pharmaceuticals are. I don't know. I don't know how the government brainwashed so many people like that, but what the fuck, guys. Again. natural states are a lot better. It's in Europe and US and other countries to be found in Australia. Okay, right. This one, Jubilee, have really been feeling the frequencies throughout this discussion more than I ever have before. Congratulations, Jubilee. You're probably awakening into your new self. So congratulations on that. And then as well, my frequencies, I'm just more precise to it. So, would it be okay for me to smoke organic weed and do this program? Absolutely. It'll actually help you understand why you smoke that weed. Absolutely. So. And the link is on there on the XI team. Thanks for that, guys. All right. So a lot of great questions, guys. I look forward to. I was looking through the questions here. Hmm. Oh, this one's so cool, Jessica. Thanks, honey. Total human reset changed my life. I no longer take any meds for the past couple of years. I previously took depression and anxiety meds for nearly 25 years. Right? Exactly. So in your case, Jessica, and I know you might not take psychedelics or not, but just the course will help you take back some of the loss that you've had uh, in those 25 years. Right? It's really it really is amazing. So, all right, guys, amazing questions, and we could go on. A lot of people saying how great the hyper meditations are. Thank you for that. Oh, here's one, Alexandra. I did mushrooms recently, and the expansion is unbelievable. Um, I'm so looking forward to this. Exactly. So for those people who've done it, it's like you could either go and coach and do psychedelics, or get a first class seat and do psychedelics. Literally, that's what it's about. Everything's taken care of for you. So that's what this, and I'll end with that comment. That's what this is really about. So, all right, guys. Again, notice what you notice. Notice the details of what's going on, and you change your frequency, and you allow the deepest aspects of who you are, your potential to come out. All right, guys. I'll see you on the course. Take care. Bye bye.